Hey everyone, welcome to another reaction. Today we are looking at a clip entitled We Would Lose Our Metaphorical Substrate Without God. This is part of a conversation between Matt Dillahunty and Jordan Peterson that was put on by Pangburn, the universe creator of this here show. So let's just get right into it.
To believe there actually is a God, as opposed to whether there are good reasons for people to believe that there actually is a God. Dan Dennett describes, there are people who believe, and then there are people who believe and believe that there's value. And from what you said here and in some other comments, which I'm not going to saddle you with, I'm curious, irrespective of whether there's a God, what is it that you fear we would lose if people stopped believing that there was a God or believing there was value in believing?
So Matt Dillahunty has kind of gone off the rails recently. This conversation was done a while ago, but this is a very, very good, honest question. This is the type of thing that we need to see more of in our conversations about religion and about everything, is ask the other person what they're fearing when they make the argument against something. It's a very good start.
We'd lose the metaphoric substrate of our ethos, and we'd be lost.
And so I'm
I think Nietzsche
an
was right about
uneducated.
that.
So I really want to know, and I'm not being a dick. I want to know what you mean by metaphorical substrate, because saying we're going to lose it. So there's the idea. When I ask, what do you think we're going to lose? There's two things. One is there's something that you and I would both agree we should try to keep.
Yeah.
And there are other things that you and I might disagree on whether or not we should keep it. Because when people say to me, oh, if we go down the road with Dostoevsky, that, if there is no God, everything's permissible. First of all, I don't think that's remotely true.
That is true, by the way, because if you don't have something like God, then you don't have something like objective morality. And if you don't have something like objective morality, all you're left with is moral subjectivity or moral relativism. Everybody has their own a priori assumptions about morality, and they're all subjective. None are better than any others. And then in that world, things as horrible as the Holodomor or the Holocaust would just be matters of opinion, as opposed to something that would be actually evil regardless of disagreement. I don't really want to live in that world. So when Matt Dillahunty says that he's wrong, Dostoevsky's not wrong. He's absolutely correct. It just depends on what you mean by permissible. But if you mean permissible in the way that I just described, yes, everything would be permissible because there would be no overall set of rules banning it. It would just be individual, subjective, and self-admittedly arbitrary moral positions, which is a recipe for chaos and does make things permissible. So Dillahunty's wrong there.
Because
He makes a pretty vicious case for it, beyond good and evil.
And despite the fact that it sounds monumentally arrogant, I think I can demolish that case in about 2 minutes with his secular morality lecture. But
yeah, I wasn't kidding.
I think
that is
the
pretty
first part
arrogant.
of that statement is right, but not the second one.
and we could find out. But the thing is, there would be two categories of things that you and others might be fearful we would lose. Some of which I might agree we should definitely not lose these things.
Yeah.
Others I might be absolutely fine with losing.
Like that it's wrong to throw Sam Harris off a stage.
Yeah. I don't plan on doing that. But
Well, we both
it did
agreed
cross
that
my
was-
mind at one point.
We both agreed that was probably wrong.
Yes.
So that's good.
This is the good thing about these conversations about the Pangburn Project and the War of Ideas Project overall, is we get to talk about things this serious while not hating each other. Something pretty rare in today's environment. So, just a quick shout out to that, a bit of levity, a bit of civility. It's always nice.
Probably.
Yeah.
See, I'm a situational ethicist, and so there might be situations. If the stage were on fire, throwing Sam off would be the best thing I could do for him. So what do you think? What do you think we're likely to lose? What bothers you? And when you say metaphorical substrate,
Of our ethos.
probably just monumentally ignorant, but I really don't think I have a good understanding of what you mean.
Well, there's levels of thought. I mean, every thought structure, let's say, every belief structure is multi-leveled, like a piece of music. And there's the word in a phrase, and then there's the phrase, and then there's the sentence, and then there's the paragraph, and then there's the sequence of paragraphs within which the paragraphs are uttered, And then there's a broader context of interpretation within which all of that is interpreted. And then there's our emotional and motivational similarity. And then there's our embodiment in the world. And all of those things are operative at all times when we're understanding one another. And as you move outside the realm of the linguistic, like the paragraph level, let's say, into the realm of the emotional and motivational and embodiment and embodied, you also move into the metaphorical. And the metaphorical is structured in a particular way. And this is quite well documented, by the way. I mean, if you look at how the hemispheres interact, so the left hemisphere.
Just real quick there, something that occurred to me the other day is that a metaphor has meta as a part of it because meta means over or superior to. I think I know where he's driving with this, but this is just the general idea that metaphor is similar to archetype. It is the uniting ethic that undergirds all of our stories and beliefs. I know when people hear metaphor, they just think of what they heard in, middle school or high school English as saying something is something else. But really, it's as I describe it, and as Peterson is going to describe, it's actually quite a bit deeper than that. Some people miss when they listen to Peterson. If you don't know what he means when he's saying the word metaphor, it is hard to understand. So I thought I'd just clear that up. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that reaction video. If you did, drop a like and please consider subscribing to see more. If you didn't, tell me why. I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. I want to have these conversations. If you want to see the rest of my content or explore the broader Pangburn universe that I'm a part of, click one of the buttons that should be floating around my head right about now. And as always, I hope to see you all out there engaging in the war of ideas.